Today I'd like to talk about one of my articles titled Repentance and the Morte D Arthur. So, since I was a boy, I always loved the story of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Like, what struck me so much about it was this whole idea of the hero going out to try and save the world and make the world a better place.
Right.
And as I grew older and as I grew in my faith as well, I was quite delighted to see how Christian or Catholic like the work actually was. In the 9th century, this historian recorded that he carried the image of the Blessed Virgin Mary on the inside of his shield to protect him when he went out to battle. So the story spoke to me about faith, about fighting for your principles, and I think on a more personal level, I think why I identified with him was because my first contact with the story was the Disney movie The Sword in the Stone. So seeing him grow up from like a trodden on little boy into like the boy who would one day be the king of Britain, sorry. It spoke to me because maybe like as the elder son in my family, I never really had like an older brother to teach me what to do, and I kind of had to figure out things myself. So yeah, there was like this kind of connection I had with that story. So I wrote this article because as I grew older, I found out how this story ended, and it didn't end on a very happy note. I think it was actually at this retreat I was serving at, which I was prompted by God in the adoration room to go and look at one of the original stories, the one written in the 14th century by Sir Thomas Malory, and to reflect on what some of the themes of the work were. I think one very strong theme that came out was repentance. Repentance in the form of like moving from your own plans to God's plan. Yeah, sometimes when we put those intentions before God, then we start to take very extreme measures. For example, in the story, Arthur wanted to create a land with strong moral laws, but there's one scene he hears that there's like this boy who will overthrow him one day, and he decides to become King Herod, basically. And I think that speaks to me a lot about how the ends don't justify the means. This article is about turning again towards Jesus, to be able to recognize that our dreams are not necessarily his dreams, and it's only when we dream his dreams that his kingdom can come about on earth. Thank you.